Hello, hello, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good night. Chris, you're just stuck with me, with my sister being here and everything else. I focused on that and nothing else, as you guys know, because I didn't go live Thursday, Friday, and I haven't done anything until this since she got here. So, it was a great visit. It was exactly what I needed. Those of you with that like sister connection will understand. Um, I knew I missed her, but I didn't realize like how much I missed her, nor how long it had been, and how much a visit from her would just help to rejuvenate me. So I'm so excited that I had that time with her and got to hang out, and it was wonderful. So let's start by saying hello to everybody who's here. Um, I have Tammy and Chris, Donna, Tina, Cindy Wet in the house, Dorothy Pruden. If you're up for it after the live, we gotta talk. Right? I think we do. I can't remember. Hello, Kimberly. Hello, Beth. Ladies, I was just telling everybody what a great visit I had with my sister, how it was exactly what I needed, even though I didn't realize how much I needed it. So it was great. Hello, Marcia. We had a great time, but I didn't really focus on anything. Okay, that's what I thought, Dorothy. We needed to talk. Yes. Hi, Linda. Glad you're here. Got to bring the laughs. So, yeah, I had a great time with them, with my sister and my nieces. Anytime they come down, they live in a small town in Oregon, and their big town or going into town is like an hour and a half away from where they live. So they don't get a lot of the stuff we have here. Obviously, I live in a Phoenix metro area. So if you can imagine that it's here, it's here. So it was a great visit. And while she was here, we got a lot of organizing done. I have the majority of all of my beads in jars labeled with prices. I just need to get them up on the wall. And originally we thought we were going to put wood shelves up around the heart, but instead of doing that, over in the corner, I'm going to like stagger them like this on the like opposite wall. So I will have that storage. But I missed you all. Haven't talked to anybody since Thursday morning, except for a few minutes with Beth. Hello, Jenny. Also, Bernie was out of town. So the shop was closed Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I believe they're back tomorrow, but if they're not back tomorrow, it'll be Tuesday before I can pull orders. All of the invoices of people that should have gone out have gone out. So that's great. Hi, Jenny. And speaking of Bernie, as you guys know, he has, or maybe don't know, he has one of the largest private museums when it comes to bead collections. He has very historical pieces, and it's an amazing collection. One of the things that he does that he actually shares with his customers is he has glass eye beads that were excavated in Djenné, Mali, in Africa. They're 1,000+ years old. They are beautiful. They are protection. They're known for being protected. They have the eye etching on them. And so one of the times Amy came out, we went into the shop. That's when we started planning boxes and whatever else. And he gave both Amy and I an eye. And I haven't made anything with it yet because I wasn't happy with what things were coming out. And then I got the green Sherrod like last week, and it just all clicked that that's what I was going to use. Hello, Rosanna and Dawn. That was what I was going to use to pair with the Molly eye bead. I'm going to show you a couple of different things. I originally thought that I was going to do like a triple strand, whatever, bracelet, but I kind of changed my mind, and I will explain why and how I think that it might be like 2.0 of the layering pieces when it comes to necklaces. Oops, sorry, I just hit my mic. Hi, Nicole. And all of you guys that are here but not saying hi, thank you guys for being here. Even if you prefer to stay in the background, it's okay. I'm just happy that you chose to spend your time with us, and I hope you enjoy it. So, first of all, let's go down to the mat, and I'm going to show you this beautiful glass bead right there. So, it is a very like dark green, almost black green, and then it has the eye etching on them. And the fact that there's so much of it that still remains is amazing because, you know, these were found underground. So it's really cool. It's very pretty. And I think that the Charat pairs beautifully with it, especially when you mix in brass. Okay, and I have to tell you, my thing is backwards. So I'm going the wrong way. There we go. This is an example of why I am okay with splits, and I do not require people to find somebody that will split a strand with them. Tonight, I was gonna use the handmade Ethiopian brass bitones, but they were a little too wide, and so it wasn't wrong way. It wasn't fitting with it just wasn't fitting right. Like it looked cool when I just had a brass bead on either side, but even then it was a little long, didn't like it. So Steve goes, "Oh, Heather, we just did all that brass. Remember? You have a whole bunch of split." So thank you for those of you who listen and actually order, because I had these beautiful, as well as several other brass beads to choose from that I could throw in. I am going to mix in maybe a more modern Jay-Z spacer. I'm not 100% sold on that yet, but yeah. Then, as I was prepping for the different pieces, when I thought that it was going to be a multi-strand bracelet, was one of my little beaded chains that I've been doing using my crochet hook and some metal beads. And I thought that would look very good. And I still do. I'm just going to do something with this probably this week and show you. It will still relate back to this. So then I started doing a strand of beads that was just these little sandalwood beads, and some brass spacers in between them. And then I saw these sitting over on the mat, and I really, really liked it. But I wasn't 100% sure that it would go with this. I mean, I'm sure it would have. So instead, I decided to make it its own piece. So then it turned into an earring design as well. Why is my problem is this is too high? So I'm like missing you guys. So once I had this figured out, then I was like, okay, easy earring. I'll show you how I did it. It's very pretty. Although there was one little change. I kind of wish I had done a brass spacer below this one, but it's okay. I'll show you what it looked like if I had. But we have this beautiful bead that I just want to highlight and show off its beauty and the age of it, and it's gorgeous. So let's go ahead. We're going to start with some antique brass soft flex, and I'm just going to pull out a link. Oh, look, There's a little kink right there. That's where I'll cut it. And I can just cut the kink out and have it. Okay. So, and then I'm going to put my little clippy on in just a second. So when I put this on, I am going to use some bead tubing just so that it sits on the stringing wire better than if it was by itself. And because the brass beads also have large holes, I will probably be adding that to it. Hi, Barbara, just in case I forgot to say hi. Want to say hello. Saw that you joined us. So I'm going to start by clipping a piece of tubing because I know that I'm going to need it for this bead to sit on. But we might cut one a little bit longer once I decide upon seeing this. And this is a glass bead from over 1,000 years ago. It's still a beautiful bead. Okay, so here's what I could do. I could just go to the brass bead and then start alternating with the Sherrod beads and like go back and forth and do my pattern and leave it just like this. And I think that would be beautiful. And the reason I'm having a hard time with this is because I'm not quite sure that I'm okay using a modern piece, even though everything else in this is modern. I still am not quite sure about it. So I'm going to pull out a couple of crimp tubes or crimp beads that I don't use for crimping. I use them as spacers. And I have to have the silicone in there, otherwise that's just going to slide right in. Although I don't think we really need that. This was the other option I was thinking of. I was going to do that, this, that, another one of the little crimp beads, and then go into the Sherrod bead. Now, this is not going to be the pattern for my Sherrod bead, but I could do that with the metal instead. I think I want to go with the old school. What do you guys think? I think I'm going to keep it simple, sweetie. Seeing it like up there would be good. Would you spell the name of the bead you're working with? I'm not understanding what it is. Oh, it's Charowite. It's spelled CHARIOTE or OITE. It's one of the two. Here, I can type it into my phone because I actually looked up the it is CHAROITE. Okay, since this is a protection bead, I wanted to put something with it, and the Charowite works great. It focuses on transformation, emotional healing, spiritual growth. It's thought to enhance intuition and promote courage, aiding in overcoming fear and emotional blockages. It can also help with adapting to higher frequencies and grounding spiritual energy. And then for the green specifically, it is known for spiritual growth and intuition. It's believed to enhance intuition with a higher consciousness. And then it's a crown chakra activation. I don't know a lot about that stuff. I know, Cindy, I get you. So when I learned it, it was Charite. And then somebody said, oh, no, you're saying it wrong. They said Charite. And then I got like 2 or 3. So I looked it up and it's actually Charowite. And I have it in green, blue, and it's purple. But there's various purples that it comes in. So I have a little bit of all of them, but I like it. So it also helps with meditation, Yeah, it helps you access deeper spiritual insights. And then same, like I said, with the emotional healing and transformation, it's believed to help release fear, stress, emotional blockages, promoting emotional healing, promoting courage, balance and grounding. And it is a heart chakra activation stone. So, which aids in promoting compassion, empathy, emotional healing. So, I I do have a really good intuition. I always seem to know when something is going on. One time I got this feeling that somebody was hurt, and I thought it was my mom who had health issues. She's no longer with us. And neither her or my dad answered the phone. So then I called Libby and I'm like, I just know something's going on. I don't know like what, but I can't get a hold of mom and dad. Do you know if they're okay? And she said, yeah, they're okay, but the ambulance just left with Joe. He had a heart attack. And then it happened again when my daughter was in labor. I started getting horrible back pain. I couldn't sleep. It got worse. And so I messaged her on Snapchat so the text wouldn't wake her up because she has me on Do Not Disturb. And I was like, okay, we can laugh about this tomorrow and how crazy I am. But I have a feeling that you are in labor because I'm dealing with back pain and just had like a really sharp pain there. And she goes, and I'm like, but if not, we'll just laugh about it. No big deal. And as soon as I hit send, I see dot, dot, dot immediately. She's like, I'm 4 centimeters dilated and they just put in my epidural. So she's like, I cannot believe that you knew that. I'm like, you will understand soon. I promise you. So, oh, hi, Kendra. You're good. So anyway, so I want to take this, and now that we're not going to do those, of course, they're going to be in my way. Oh, and I also have these little brass plated, I don't know this camera, brass plated hematite that I'm going to use in conjunction with the bigger spacers if need be. I do not know. I'm going to put this down and up that way. See if that doesn't help me. Because, see, this is supposed to be the area I can work. That's why it's literally a camera blocking mat so that I would stop going off focus. But, okay, so since we're not going to use the smaller ones, I can go ahead and cut a bigger piece. And again, this is just bead tubing. You can find it on Amazon in multiple colors. This is Beadalon. I will forewarn you that it's very expensive to get the Beadalon one. I have used both Beadalon and the less expensive options, and I like them both. So take that for what it's worth to you. If you prefer to use known names to you, totally understand that. Like I said, I use both. I originally got it from Beadalon, and then I was looking for other colors, and that's when I found like all the different color options on Amazon. And of course, now I cut off too much. Okay, Heather. I need some for the brass spacers, otherwise they don't look right. They don't sit on the cording right. That should be enough. About there. As one of the ladies I love to watch. She's so funny. There's this lady I watch who does cooking and stuff and like home renovation and everything else. And they live in a trailer park, and her daughter was getting bullied because of it. And so she kind of made it her mission to like change the way people thought of trailer parks. So yeah. And their house is gorgeous, by the way. Okay, there we go. Okay, it fits. Alrighty then. So I think first off, I need to figure out my pattern. And I went back and forth on it. And what I did at first was I did like a large green next to it. And then I went for one of the hematite spacers. And then a small one. Hematite spacer. And then I think this is where I did. Yes. Then I did this is a 4x3 millimeter Tibetan sandalwood rondelle right there. And then I went back to this one. So how was everybody's week? I've been so out of touch with people. I've tried to like sneak in here or there, but then some of you were telling me, Heather, just go. Family first. And I was like, okay. This is a beautiful stone, but sometimes it's hard to find the hole. Was that the way I had it? I don't think so. See, I should have taken a picture. I sit here and I like do that was one of the options that I did. So it's not like it's coming out of nowhere. Maybe we're just gonna do the Charrowite. Another hexagon. Oh yes, now I remember what I did. The big Charrowite. If I say it incorrectly, I'm sorry. It's been a long week. Their plane left at 5:15 this morning, so I was just going to stay up so I could say goodbye to them at 3:30, and that did not happen. So, all right. And then before I put the brass bead on, I am going to cut one of the pieces that were the wrong piece to go inside of the brass bead just so it continues to stay centered on your string. And I'm gonna go clip this off so I don't pick one side up and lose everything. Okay, this is where I believe I put in the sandalwood. I think I went. I did not do it with that. That's incorrect. I just did the wood. Sorry, guys. Like I said, I was sitting here playing. I know you guys all have that where, like, you sit there and go back and forth, and sometimes try a new option that was just the, oh, wait. That was not what I did. Yes. There we go. That's what I did. Slide that down. And then I'm just going to go back to the large Charrowite. 6 millimeter. Okay, these are. But, oh, as I was saying earlier, just like with the layering pieces with the necklace, my thinking about it is that there have been times where I've had multi-stranded bracelets and I'll be trying to get ready to go somewhere and I will see it sitting there and I'll be like, just that one part would look great with this outfit. Man, And so that was the reason that I was like, hey, I think I'm just going to keep this separate because it's a beautiful piece all on its own. So I just thought, why limit it in case maybe you're not wanting the entire like of a triple strand. Maybe you're not wanting the entire design of a triple strand specifically, and that's too busy for a specific outfit or whatever else. So by doing it this way, you can wear just basic parts of a bracelet, and then you're not stuck if that's not what it turns out that you want to do for a specific night. There we go. Okay. So, hi, Sonia. Hi, Michelle. Okay. It's okay, ladies. I'm often late. Or like I'll sign into one of Randy's lives and then fall back to sleep. Because it's really for me. So there wasn't a guest this week because it was such a crazy week. So I just said I'm gonna do Sunday by myself. But this next Sunday we are going to have Miss Randy Brown herself on, which is gonna be so much fun. She like when I get little bits and snippets of like her jewelry journey, I've always been like, man, I would love to sit down and pick that lady's brain. But yeah. Babe, why? What? Oh, cute. Sorry, he was bringing me a picture of our granddaughter swimming for the first time and with her little sunglasses on and stuff. Cute, cute. Got little tubing so that the brass bead stays on. Also, what I was noticing when I was checking sizing on this, I was noticing that this was going to need to be a longer length bracelet because of the larger beads and stuff. And so I think it would have just made it awkward to have it all on its one thing. Hello, Sonia. Hello, Miranda. Glad to see you guys. I missed you all. I promise I missed you guys so much. It's just, I started to really enjoy my morning check-ins with everybody. So to not have that was a little weird, even though I just started doing that last week, but I enjoy it. Like I said, it's my morning check-in. All right, I'm going to check the length of this. I may have put one too many series on the other side, but we will see. Oh, nope. I think that one last repeat is going to get it to my size, which is 7¼ So one more little piece of tubing. And just so you guys all know, I could not find my antique brass, antique bronze lobster clasps to save my life. I found everything else. They used to be in like a little set, and you can see like I found every other part. Here, everything. The backs of earrings, but not actually French hooks. So it had everything but what I needed it to have tonight. And I know it's in here someplace. We had to go searching for something and then I ended up calling my sister, like, hey, where'd this go? Oh, it's right here. But I didn't want us to spend all of our evenings in here, though. we had some good chats while we were going through stuff, so that was nice. Plus, I went through a lot of my stuff because my nieces now also make jewelry, and so I sent them home with a bunch of stuff. Okay, I think this is now going to end up just right, but I'm going to double check real quick. Yes, with my clasp, it should be just fine. Okay, I don't know why I just took that off. I need to print this side. And I'm probably, I don't know, I'm not quite sure. I do have some little gold clasps that I can throw on, but it's kind of, that one is misshapen. It was so crazy when my sister got here because all of a sudden I like had this realization of like just how much I'd missed her that I knew I had. I just didn't. I used to go up there twice a year, minimum. And then 2.5 years ago, we had them, like I flew them down here to see us so that they could, do the different things. We did it in the early spring so they wouldn't like melt. Um, and that was the last time I saw them because it was shortly thereafter that I was told they didn't want me to fly, which has been removed, but they still want me to do, like not do crazy long flights. And they prefer that I take like the same, like one, if possible, one, like no connections. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, I forgot. I think everybody here knows how to use the magical crimper, but I will show you on the other end. Yeah, this one. But yeah, it was good. I had fun. My sister had told me like a couple weeks ago that she sent me a package and it was going to take 2 weeks to get here. And I was like, what takes 2 weeks anymore? Hi, Leanna. To be delivered. Like, what? She's like, oh, it's coming from Timu. That's why. And I was like, okay. So, yeah. And then she sent me a text saying that she got notification that my package had been delivered. And so I went to go check on it. I was actually recording. I went to go check on it, and it was her and my nieces standing at the door. So it was a great surprise. It was the best. Like I said, it was exactly what I needed. Oh, right, Leanne? Linda? Nope, nope. I probably can't fly to Australia. They just want me to get this one lipoma moved, and then they want to recheck to make sure that it's not growing back, causing more reflux issues. So I would have to have a lot of connections for my doctors to approve me going to Australia. But yeah. But Australia is one of the places like on my travel bucket list. Australian is definitely up there. I've always thought it was a beautiful country. The opera house and their beaches, everything is just gorgeous. So, okay, so there's that. And then I have this one. Oh, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have put that there. I will fix that later. I have an extra spacer here or not enough spacers on the opposite side. I don't know. That's why it's uneven. Well, I will fix that, but later. But see, those go together beautifully. I'm also going to do a strand that is just the wood and hex spacers in between it. I want to do a strand that's just that could then be worn with this. I might just add this onto it. This is like some really dark green. It's not Eslon. I got it in bead box from Gemstone Orphanage back when they had subscription boxes. I don't get their stuff anymore. But so I hope you guys see what I meant about how pretty this would be. It would look pretty as like a multi-strand bracelet, don't get me wrong. The bead would I'd have it hit right, the 6mm bead right there, so that then the rest of them kind of offset in space. And I could have added this in on either side, or like I said, the strand of wood and hex beads. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to do this earring, and I'm also going to do that thing is going to drive me crazy while I'm sitting here making this earring. I know it is, but I'd already crimped it and I didn't want to make you guys sit through fixing it. But Jenny, what are the questions that, oh, I'm not doing anything right now. I'm just taking this off. You're in a hotel. Internet isn't the best. Gotcha. 13 hours from LA and back. Wow. Yeah, you're trying to keep your country a secret. Yeah. Is that all? Wow. That's not bad. No. Oh, Jenny, she has these questions that she always asks herself when she realizes that she's made a mistake. Um, about whether or not she can live with it, if she's gonna redo it because she can't. And there's like, she has the best questions that she uses. I'm gonna have to go back and try to find that video, figure out what they were, because they were really good ones. That's why I was like, they're great. Okay. Sandalwood. We're just going to start on one side and go around. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wood beads on each side of the earring. Oh, and you guys know what? When my sister was out here, she kept telling me how she was having such a hard time finding earrings that would stay in because she has gauges and she doesn't have like big ones. She just has the little gauges, and she was having such a hard time figuring out how to keep it on. And something popped in my mind. I believe it's Joey that like uses lever backs, and she only has like one pair in each metal, and then she makes all of the like sticks or dangles or whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Right? Yes, 6. And then we're gonna do one more, but yeah. Oh yes, it's is it for sometime else? Can it be fixed? Can she live with it? Thank you. I appreciate it because it really did help me to figure out like when I want to change things and when I don't. I saw, yeah. But yeah, I love her little things. So you could do this earring in a couple of different ways that would differ from mine, where you can, there it is. You could possibly do the larger brass spacers on either side of the center larger charrowite. So like instead of going ahead and putting on another one of the smaller hexagons, you could throw, where do my big beads keep disappearing to? There's 3 more. I think that's enough for no, I need 1 more. There we go. Okay. Like I said, you could just put the brass on either side, the like larger brass. I didn't because I felt like it made it heavier, but it still looked really nice to have that on there. I just, for the sake of my ears, because these will be pieces, well, I don't know. I often say everything I make is for sale, but the 1,000-year-old bead, that's mine. There is like a tradition of either you have to pick your own or somebody that you trust. Oh my goodness, why can I not see where these holes are? There it is. It's just such a deep, pretty green. It's hard to see, but okay. One more hexagon for this part. But Burning does have those for sale. I know that they're over $100. I just don't know exactly how much they are. But if anybody's interested in them, I would be honored to help you guys find yours. It could either be something that, you trust me to pick out for you, or I would just show you pictures of like different ones and we'd figure it out that way. Oh, yes, you need. I was like, why am I pulling out those wood beads? Because they're what's next. But yeah, if I can get prices, if anybody's interested in it, like I said, they were excavated out of Djenné, I would pronounce it, Mali, Africa. That's what the little paper says, anyways. But that would be cool. Yeah, I agree with like with the security thing, but the other thing is that they would go over her gauges. Like they're the perfect size without going down, but online, and if so, where, excluding Etsy. I actually just found out about a place called, hold on, I'm gonna go look it up. Online, I'm trying to see. There's one that's like not something or other. I'm trying to see websites to sell jewelry. Because I know the one that I'm thinking of actually has like a way to do it. Obviously, you can do it on Shopify. You can always tell people eBay or Etsy. No. I guess there's one called Sell My Jewelry Directly. Linda, I will try to remember what it is and I will message you back because I can't think of what the name of it is right now. And then as soon as I get back to it, I typically post my jewelry on my Instagram/Facebook page, or just start telling people that, these are for sale. You'd be interested in purchasing. Let me know. That's what, like any other part of this jewelry design outside of this one, I would sell if somebody was very interested in it. Because I could always make a second one. But like I said, this is bead. Steven picked it out with Bernie from me, so I have that. The next one I get, I think I want to pick out, but yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, once you get the rest of your beads onto your beading wire, make sure the pattern's correct. And then what I was saying, what I did on the other one was I just ran a wood bead down like that. And then I was like, man, maybe I should have tried to put the hexagon on as well, if it would even go on. I don't know that it will go on too. Well, maybe that's why I didn't do it. But I'm just going to put on a piece of wood, and then I'm going to put on a crimp tube, and then I will run one of the ends back down and through the crimp tube, so it'll have like 3. It would be equal to having 3 strands all in the crimp tube at once, but it is possible. And then I just, like I said, just back this one down, put it through the wood bead, and then brought it down into the center of this wood bead just so I could make sure it was where I needed it to be. And then you can pull this tighter if you wanted it to like bow out. I like the very natural round teardrop shape of it. So I was okay. But then you have your little loop to attach ear wire with. You're going to make sure you have just enough space between the wood bead and the crimp tube to get the magical crimper in. I almost did it again without showing you. So, magical crimper are these little purple handled pliers that have a concavity in the center of them. And what you do is you just line everything up and you start making little crimps, keeping this centered within that concavity. So you're just gonna, and it doesn't have to be hard like Herculean crimp or like squeezes. You just go around very carefully and just keep going. This one's not going to take long at all because there are 3 strands in, so the bead comes together much faster because there's not a lot of excess with the 3rd strand. And then I'm just going to cut that down there, and once again right here. Now, just for poops and giggles, if you wanted to, you could also loop it back up. Like say there was another crimp tube in between right here, and then you could leave a loop there and hang something down in the middle of this. Like I said, I think that they're just very like simple, elegant earrings that you can wear with a pair of jeans, you can wear with a dress, you can all of that. You're welcome, Linda. Hi, Carolyn. But yeah, and I think I might end up actually making a necklace with like a version of all of this, put it together and see what it is. But like I said, I'm gonna do something with my the crocheted beaded cord that I'm gonna do. It's literally 15 brass seed beads on some nylon cording. It is not Eslon. I know that much. I don't believe it's Telon either. If you're familiar with Gemstone Orphanage, you could reach out and ask Debbie or Steve what kind of cording they put in their Kambaba Jasper box, because that's the box I got this in. There were 3 different colors. And if you missed it, I don't know where my lobster clasps in the antique bronze / brass. So we're just going to pretend they have clasps and ear wires on them, because I'm not quite sure where they are, but I will find them. And there you guys go. Like I said, you've got a couple of like layering pieces. If anybody has any, hi Anastasia, thanks for popping up with a comment. That makes me happy. I have only seen your name once or twice, and every time it's always with you being kind. So I greatly appreciated that. Oh my gosh, I completely buried the lead. Oh, you guys. You guys, I have 500 subscribers. Like the day before my sister got here, and I was going to like announce it on Wednesday, and then I was like, or on Thursday, and I was distracted because my sister got here. So, I hit 500 subscribers, so I will be doing the giveaway. Um, if I don't post a video beforehand, it will be posted in my community in either tomorrow. It'll be up there tomorrow if I choose to do it a specific way. But I'm going to be doing the 500 beads for one person. And because my son was in an accident when I hit 250, we didn't do a giveaway then. So there will actually be 2 giveaways this time. And so one person will win 250 beads. The other person will win 500 beads. When I hit oh my goodness, 750, somebody will win 750 beads. And then when I hit 1,000, one person will win 1,000 beads, and 10 others will win 100 beads. So, and I've been waiting and waiting and waiting and looking forward to this. I literally was stuck there for like the longest time in like the 470s, and I couldn't figure out why. And then with the amazing kindness that Sarah Lovecraft showed me by coming on, and the fact that she specifically didn't stream to her site because she wanted people to have to come watch it on my channel. And then that way I would have a greater introduction to those within her group. And it was amazing of her to do so, and I was so happy and overwhelmed by that kindness that she would do that for me. And then again, next Sunday, we're going to have Randy Brown on, which is going to be fun. I have a feeling that if there was ever a week I was going to run over, it would be next Sunday. So if you guys have any specific questions that you'd like me to ask Randy, and if you're not familiar with that name, her Facebook page or her YouTube channel is called, oh my goodness, are you kidding me right now? Thunder Horse Descendants. My bad, sorry. She also does bead drops on Mondays. She does like giveaways. You get tickets when you make an order, so then she pulls all of that. So if there's anything specific you guys would like me to ask her, I'm probably going to put up a community post And I think she was going to put one up too. So if you guys are interested, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. I've been having so much fun with it. At the same time, I love to show off the smaller designers. So if you are interested or would like to be on, I would be honored to ask you about your jewelry journey, and dependent upon what time it is, it would. I just completely lost what I was saying. Hashtag damn Durkham. I don't know. Um, Anastasia. Okay, I am on in the mornings at Randy's on at 7. Rosanna from In Rose's Garden is on at 9 o'clock. And I'm on at 11 o'clock, and that's Pacific Standard Time. So for Eastern Standard, I believe that she would be on 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock your time, and then 11 and 1 for Rosanna and myself. So yeah, Rosanna's been great. We gave her wide breath because she's kind of known for going overtime, so that's why we did 2 hours. But then she also changed her members only live that she has on either Thursday or Friday until 1:30, so that mine didn't they weren't going on at the same time, which I appreciated. She's had hers for quite a while, but yes. Thank you so much, Carolyn. I appreciate that. Anastasia, I'll go ahead and go and pop up my live for tomorrow morning so you can just see what time it is. But as far as Wednesday nights or Sunday nights, this 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, so 9 o'clock Eastern, is when I'm on. So that would be what time Randy's on, unless she wants to go an hour earlier. We haven't confirmed that yet. So yes. Yeah, 9:58 there. Yeah. So you're exactly 3 hours ahead of me. So Randy, like I said, Randy would be 10 o'clock, Rosanna would be 12 o'clock, and I would be 2 o'clock. I think I got that right, but yes. Oh, you're not going to have a live tomorrow, Rosanna. Does everybody want me to go on at Anna's time instead of there being like a 4 hour gap? As long as she's okay with me doing that, I could do that. So yeah, just let me know. You can send me a message after this, and I'll post which one I'm doing. So anyways, guys, thank you for your support. Thank you for cheering me on. Thank you for helping the little engine that could get to 500 subscribers the way I wanted to. It means a lot. So, yeah, it means a lot that I was able to do it the way I wanted to do it, the way I did so with grace, and by doing it the way that I can put my head on the pillow at nighttime and have no qualms. So, yeah, you're still asleep when you do your 2 p.m. Oh, Linda, I love you. So, what time is it there right now, Linda? We got to figure out, because you're the next. I need some international blood on in my thing. So, Linda, you need to come on. It's 7 o'clock now, so we started at 6 p.m. Or are you afraid to tell us what time it is now because you just said you'd still be asleep? Either way, it's fine. But no, I'm just glad that I was able to do everything, you guys. You guys have been wonderful. You've been oh, it's 12 p.m. Monday. Wow. So it would be 11 a.m. for you if we did the show at 6. So Linda, we gotta talk. I want you on. You're amazing. You're hilarious, and you don't hold back. I was explaining to Sarah Lovecraft. she has a lady that watches all of her stuff and comments stuff and everything else. And so we always, I told her that you are my Wanda, and Wanda is her Linda. But yes, Linda is in the future. Ooh. All right, Rosanna, I'll do that. Anyways, guys, love you all. Have a great rest of your night. I hope that this is a great start to your next week, that you all had a wonderful weekend, and that I see you again very, very shortly. But as always, until next time, happy beading.